Hello and welcome to the Woman to Woman Summit. I am so excited to geek out with you today about Instagram. My name is Mishelle Thorpe and I am from the Instagram Coach for Coaches. I teach women solopreneurs how to master Instagram marketing and attract the perfect leads to fill your paid programs authentically, without ads, without awkward dancing videos, or even having to post daily. I know, sounds too good to be true. But before we dive in, I want to give you a little bit of background why I'm here to talk with you today and what the heck makes me qualified to teach you about Instagram anyway. I started my first business when I was 8 years old. Back in the late 80s, we advertised in this little thing called the nickel ads. It was a regional publication, I think. It may have been nationwide, but you could buy an RV. You could adopt a kitten, and you could also hire me to write you a horoscope. That was my very first business. And no, I am not an intuitive or have any horoscope talents at all, which makes it even funnier. I didn't have any clients in that business. I don't know if my dad actually posted the ad in the nickel ads like I'd asked, but it didn't matter. The entrepreneur bug had bitten. I was in love with being my own boss. Fast forward 30 some years later, and I was climbing the corporate ladder. I had this perfect job at a company that everybody had heard of, and I should have been so happy. And I was miserable. I remember sitting at my desk at this one day in particular after a series of really devastating losses and thinking, how did I get here? And how the heck can I get out of here? It was at that same time, not coincidentally, because I don't believe in coincidences, that I had this opportunity to start a side hustle as a coach. And I thought, this is it. This is unlike any of my other businesses that I had started off and on up until that point. This is one that could take me all the way. This is something I could see myself doing long term. This is my way out of this life. It was 2017, and everyone told me, you have to be on Instagram. And I said, okay. But there was only one problem. I didn't have an Instagram account, but I did have one for my bunny. His name was Pancakes. He was getting pretty old at that time. And I thought, he has 150 followers, which I was super impressed by. Why don't I just change the name of his account and start showing up on Instagram being like, hey, bunny owners, we love Pancakes. He's adorable, but I'm a coach now. Who wants to hire me? And I basically sat back and waited for the credit cards to roll in. Any guess on how many credit cards actually rolled in? 0. Not a single person hired me in my coaching business. And I was at this crossroads, and I realized that I could either go back to that corporate job that I hated, or I could figure it the heck out. And that's what I did. I got really good at using Instagram for business, but I was doing it differently. I was doing it differently than any of the methods that I had learned and tried and not really felt good about. I was doing it differently than all the other women that I was seeing on social media. And I thought, they're having the same struggles that I had. Maybe that's my calling. Maybe I should help them grow their business, impact all of their clients, and impact so many more lives than what I was able to do with my own little coaching practice. That was successful, that I grew, that I loved, but I knew that I was meant for something more. So I started the Instagram Coach for Coaches, and now over 90% of my paying clients come from Instagram. So get your notebooks ready, because I'm about to hand out Instagram tips like candy. One of the questions that I get all the time is, how do I increase my engagement? My Instagram engagement is in the toilet. How can you help me? What can I do? And here's the thing. Engagement doesn't pay your bills. You'll never build a successful business on Instagram if your focus is engagement. For example, my highest paying client the client that has paid me more money than any of the other hundreds of clients that I have worked with doesn't engage with any of my content ever. I even asked her about this once, and she said, I'm a lurker. I see everything you post. I think about it and it impacts me, but I don't tap the heart. I don't leave a comment. I don't share it. So many people are like this client. They're seeing your content, but they're not engaging with it. So if you take nothing else away from this talk, it's this: engagement doesn't pay your bills. It's a writer downer. Engagement doesn't show how much you're helping people. And you matter to your audience. They are so lucky to have you, even if your engagement is in the toilet. So now that that's out of the way, who's ready to learn how to get more leads from Instagram that could turn into actual paying clients? Because those people actually do pay the bills. So let's go. I've got 3 juicy tips that you can use. They're not fluff. They're not general advice. They're 3 things you can use today to make a difference in your Instagram life. Now, I know we've only got a short time together, but I'm going to give you a chance to continue this conversation with me. Don't worry, I'm not trying to sell you anything, but we can connect and keep this going. So let me give you the down and dirty 3 tips to help you get more leads on Instagram. Now, the first one, get on the hashtag superhighway. Turn on your blinker, put your foot on the gas, and merge onto that highway and go. Hashtags are one of the most underused, most ununderstood. Is that a word, y'all? It is one of the features that is least understood about how to use it on Instagram. And I'm here to clear this up once and for all. How do you do that? Exactly. How do you get on the metaphorical hashtag superhighway? Use 20 to 30 hashtags in every single post. Now, I'm not just pulling that number out of my behind. I'm not just throwing stuff at the wall. Let me tell you why 20 to 30 is what it is. I know some of you are thinking, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Instagram said 3 to 5. Who is she to say 20 to 30? 90% of my paying clients come from Instagram, y'all. So let me tell you why. There was a study done right around the same time that you may have started to hear that it was that 3 to 5, right? All of us in the social media industry was like, what? That's not what I'm doing. That's not what I teach my clients to do. I think that's wrong. So there was a study. The company Later, you may have heard of them. I love Later. They are an Instagram partner, and they help you kind of plan what your feed's going to look like and schedule your content. They did a study of 18 million posts, 18 million posts. And they found that 20 to 30 was the sweet spot. 20 to 30 is also the sweet spot that I have been using for years. It's the sweet spot that I have been teaching my clients and getting them results for years. 20 to 30 per post, period, end of story. Now, not all hashtags are created equal. I teach a pretty simple 7-step system. When you do it once and you almost never have to do it again, but I don't have time to fully go into that today. So I'll just give you one of the 7 steps. Look at the number of uses before choosing a hashtag. This is a writer downer. Avoid hashtags that have under roughly 10,000 uses because they're not used enough to get you attention. And also, this is a big one, avoid hashtags that have been used over 3 million times. They're used too often. The only people that are going to actually sit there on their phone or on their computer on that hashtag waiting for new content, they're the bots, they're the fake military men, they're the sugar daddies, they're the Bitcoin traders, all those people that we want out of our lives, right? That's how you get so many of them in your life. So avoid ones that are underused, avoid ones that are overused, 20 to 30 in each post, and you should be golden. Tip number 2, show up to serve your audience. Don't show up to sell to them. Now, I know all of us are here because we are solopreneurs, we have paid programs and services, and we want to get clients in them so that we can help people and make an income doing what we love to do. No shame, right? The fastest way to not fill your programs is to talk about your programs. How do you make this happen, right? If you're a business, I teach the 90-10 rule. 90% of the content that you post needs to either add value, be valuable, be helpful, or reference free content that you offer that they can download from your bio, perhaps. 90% of it needs to reference free content or be content that you are sharing for free that they can use directly from your profile. Only 10% of the content that you share on Instagram should refer to a paid product, a paid service, should give them a direct call to action to buy something. 10%. Usually, if you're only posting 3 times a week, which is what I recommend, you don't need to post every day. If you're only posting 3 times a week, that 10%, that's like once a month. Everything else needs to be free. It needs to be valuable. It needs to be serving your audience. Okay. Now, tip number 3 is improve your scroll factor. That's the what's in it for me. As folks are finding your profile through your 20 to 30 hashtags, through that content that you shared that was helpful, that was specific for your audience, they're looking at your profile. They're looking with their eyeballs at your profile, asking, what's in it for me? People have enough friends. People follow enough accounts. What is in yours that's irresistible to them? What about you makes them click follow? Now, how do you do this? How do you improve your scroll factor? Here's a couple tips. Use more graphics than you do photos or video. I'll talk a little bit about that here in a second. Use more graphics and use them in consistent colors and consistent fonts. Add text to your photos like a headline. My profile is one that you can see what I mean. People always ask me, I don't get it. Isn't Instagram a visual platform? It is. And there's a really easy way that you can make your profile beautiful and still improve your scroll factor, still serve your audience. Add text to photos like a headline. The last piece I have in this tip is to avoid a reels heavy or a video heavy profile. Now, let's take a quick detour down Instagram memory lane. Back in, I would say, late 2022, Instagram decided that all video that was uploaded to the platform that was under 45 minutes, I think is the cutoff. Any video under 45 minutes would be uploaded as a reel. Before, when I said the word reels, you probably have a vision in your head of people dancing around and pointing at the screen and all of that. So now in 2023, reels and video are pretty much the same thing. So when I say avoid a reels or video heavy profile, I'm talking about any video content. And here's the thing. When somebody is finding your profile for the first time and they're scrolling your profile, most of you who are publishing videos and reels, most of you are letting Instagram choose the cover, meaning the screenshot that shows on your profile. So most of you have a lot of stuff on your profile that's like, or because you're letting Instagram choose how that is displayed on your profile. And when someone is scrolling for the first time, that's not interesting to them. They would have to tap on that, watch the whole thing, and really understand what's in it for them, right? We already talked about that. What's in for them? Absolutely nothing. So when you are using just screenshots of reels and letting that represent your video on your profile, you're turning people away because they can't see what's in it for them, and they have to go through every single one of those videos to see what you're about, to see what you're sharing, And someone who's not yet invested in you, they're not going to take the time to do that. So to make this go away, to solve this problem and make sure that your videos are answering that question about what's in it for me, use a cover. Now, what is a cover? When you're creating your reel, when you're uploading your video, at the end of that process, Instagram asks you if you want to upload a cover. Yes, you do. A cover is what you see on your profile instead of that screenshot that Instagram chooses. You can make it for free in Canva. It's super easy. You don't have to pay for a pro account. Design a cover that you upload that when folks are scrolling your profile, that's what they see. That's what they see. It answers the question, what's in it for me, when you use covers. Okay, so I know that I just dumped a ton of information on you. So let's recap. The 3 things that you can do today to help your Instagram is to get on the hashtag superhighway. Make sure that you're using 20 to 30 hashtags per post. You know now not to use too many that are underused, not to use too many that are overused. This will also probably have a bonus effect of fewer creepers, spammers, and sugar daddies showing up to your account. We also talked about how you need to show up and serve your specific audience instead of showing up to sell to them, where 90% of your content should be free value directly from that post or referencing something free that they can grab and download, maybe a video tutorial or something that they can grab in exchange for their email address. It's a little bonus tip there, where 10% is referencing a paid offer, paid content, or something like that. And lastly, we talked about improving your scroll factor, answering that question, what's in it for me? Using more graphics, more consistent colors and fonts, adding text to your photos like a headline, and making sure that you avoid a reels heavy or video heavy profile. Now, one more thing, one bonus tip, if you don't enjoy producing video content or making reels, don't do it. I've built 2 successful businesses without any video that I've created. Sometimes I'll reshare something that if I'm promoting a podcast I did or something like that. But if it's not authentic to your brand, don't do it. How's that? So I know that we only had a super short amount of time together, and my paid programs are like 90 days. I usually work with clients for a minimum of 3 months. So there's a lot more that we could talk about. So if you want to continue this conversation with me about Instagram, be sure to give me a follow. I follow that 90-10 rule. I share a ton of free content on my Instagram. Be sure to go and grab all those nuggets in addition to what I shared today. But I've also got a free gift for you for hanging out with me today. I've got this incredible guide you cannot miss. It's my favorite piece of free content that I've ever created. It's 10 free strategies to get you noticed on Instagram, even if you don't have a huge following. And you get 10 bonus lead attracting content ideas. It's pretty freaking cool. So go to the special link and grab that. I'd also love to gift a free Instagram coaching session for the first 5 service providing women who sign up at that special link, just for the Woman to Woman Summit attendees. I'm not going to try and sell you anything. That's not what I'm about. It's for women who want to learn proven strategies to grow their Instagram. I'm your gal. I would love to help you out. So let's close with this. Instagram is the best platform to get you in front of potential clients that are looking for exactly what you offer. And I cannot wait to help you get connected with more of them. Come hang out with me on Instagram. I think someone in this room is going to be my very next success story. Maybe it's you. So thank you for hanging out with me at the Woman to Woman Summit. I'll see you on Instagram. Bye.